Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a review of Grandma and Grandpa Turn Young Again. We are now covering episode 10, and next week is going to be the last episode. I am so sad that this show is coming to an end. I'm so sad. I feel like this show is not going to get another season because it followed everything. And I'm also sad it's not getting a second season because this show is under the radar of a spring anime show to watch. You know what I mean? It's one of those shows that we're not gonna be talking about it because with all the things that's going on in this spring, the Demon Slayer arc, the training arc, you got the Jobless Reincarnation season 2, you got Kaiju number 8, all these hype shows that's out this spring. We're not gonna be talking about Grandma and Grandpa Turn Young Again. This is one. I feel like this show is like one of those rom-coms that's gonna be like left under the radar to a point where like, which spring show you want to watch? You watch this show. But again, this show teaches you about adulthood and grandparenting, and I don't think people are gonna care about that. Sad to see this show go. Next week is gonna be the last episode. I'm looking forward to it as much as everyone. Now, this episode like I said, this episode has a lot. The shippings, rom-coms, adulthood, and grandparents from Halloween to winter, they speeding things up going towards the end because the end is going to be like one of those Christmas episodes, New Year's Eve, New Year's type shrine vibes next week, but that's how it's going to be. And this episode, they gave us a lot to talk about. So, well, not a lot to talk about, but it has some references. Anyway, let's get right to it, the review of Grandma and Grandpa Turn Young Again, episode 10. All right, so, Grandpa. Let's talk about the grandpa. Grandpa, this spring, the best grandpa in anime. He is legit the best grandpa in anime. We have seen some grandpas in anime. Like, if you go back, you probably think of the old man from Hunter x Hunter and all that stuff. This grandpa from Grandma and Grandpa Turn Young Again is a strictly badass. He's a freaking badass. And I mean badass in a good way. So he driving in the snow. Not only he driving in the snow, he had good vision with the snow weather at the time. But I would jump over the gun here. He literally stopped these people from messing up the harvests, the apple trees. And so he driving like Initial D pet reference. Guys, if you guys have watched Initial D, that's a reference. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it. Initial D is an old classic racing anime, But the way Grandpa was driving, it was like Need for Speed. The way he was driving was like Fast and Furious. Like, sign this guy up to be in a Need for Speed. Sign this guy up to be in the next Fast and Furious movie. Or sign him up in the next Initial D movie. Because the way he was driving, the way he was drifting to stop these guys, this grandpa got driving skills. I effing loved it. Like, for real, he's like, oh my God. I know I'm spinning like crazy, but the grandpa got skills. I want to drive. I'm not saying I should drive like him, but he should teach me how to drive like that. And then not only that, he even teaches old ladies how to use a freaking gun. He got his own survival game club. He got his own survival team when it comes to zombies. Anybody come, he's got guns. He's set. Now, Mino and Sota. Let's talk about those two. Mino and Sota, the shipping has been there since day one. We all know that there's been going on between Mino and Sota. They've been going on, like, at it. One will blush, one don't want to admit they like each other, one don't want to like each other. Like, they all have those things of a romance time with these two kids, these generationals. These new generation couples in this series. Okay. So, Mino and Sota was going to do some Halloween. I skipped this way back. They were going to do Halloween because Grandma and Grandpa never been in like Halloween. They think they're old tradition. So, this is the new generations. So, you got Mino dressed up as a witch. You got Mino dressed up as one hoodie, scary cat thing. But Grandma and Grandpa will go too far. Dressing up in a old, like, the 1930s 30s, 40s outfits. You got grandma dressing up as a Yuki-onna ghost, and then you got grandpa dressed as like those villagers with their knives and all that. It made me collapse. That was funny. They went Halloween to the next level. Now, going back to Mina and Sota. So they go to this shrine, the Jinta. They go to this shrine, and it was raining, and then they got to get a little closer. But then all of a sudden, when the thunder hits, like clap, it's just like Sasuke's the thunder clap. It just got them closer. But they showed a vision of grandma and grandpa when they were young. They showed about to say freaky. They show how grandma and grandpa were when they were kids. I mean, not kids, more like when they were young. And they showed, which we want to see. I mean, that's probably going to be an uncensored version. They did show a scene where grandma went in on grandpa. Like, literally went in. Like, grandma made the first move. Like, fucking him. Like, literally made the first move to a point where Mino had to cover Sota's eyes. So, basically, grandma not only got on top of grandpa, but they did it in a temple. He did it in a shrine. Like, that's like saying having sex in a church. That's a sin. You know what I mean? So for them to have sex in a temple, like in the shrine area, that's kind of like, damn, they went in. And you see grandma force got tight on grandma. I'm like, damn, they went in. I mean, wish we could see it. But yeah, but we all know what they doing. So it's a topic. Anyway, after coming home, Sota, grandma knows she knows something was going on. She didn't want to talk. But anyway, we got to see that. And you got Sota and Shino about to confess their feelings. Mino's confessing. We were about to get a confession. Here come Grandpa cock blocking like freaking ninjas. They act like they're ninjas cock blocking and all. But that's what they do. They're grandparents. They're concerned for their granddaughter. So we're not surprised. Of course, they ruined the mood, but their love is strong. Anyway, we got a nice scene with Grandma going on the train with the conductor, showing how peaceful it is. But I want to make a moment to grandma here in this scene right here. The snow art, this snow thing going on. She was shoveling snow and she realized how hot it is. And it was so freaking hot to see her take off one layer at a time, just showing off that skin. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was freaking hot. Like, I need a bottle of water. It's over there. It's over there. I'm like, here you go. You want some water? It was so freaking hot to see her take, not only shoveling the snow, but taking off one layer at a time to have grandpa come home and just showing off everything. Like, no, not everything, but showing how, flawless she is and showing how sexy she is. This is why we're getting a Nindroid of her. And I swear I need to get a Nindroid of her. And if they ever make a figure out of that, I know one person like myself and everyone out there who's watching this video is probably going to think the same thing. Like, I want that. So, overall though, I know this video is kind of short and sweet, but that's how this was. Anyway, overall, this episode showed us how the ways of adulthood and the ways how grandparents experience all that stuff, how they made love for the first time. It gave you that little vibe when at that time, when you're at a certain age, you tell your parents, how'd you two hook up? Where did it happen? Or you tell your grandparents the same thing, like, where did it happen? When did it happen? It's one of those things with that point when the kid asks their parents, where did you meet them and where did you do? You know what I mean? So it gave us that adulthood and it showed the grandparenthood of it all. And this episode was also nice because we got to see generations of how people celebrate. Like, you got the new generation when they dress up in costumes, they make it a simple costume. But the old generations, they go serious, they go hard knocks on Halloween. That's that. And we saw Grandpa driving his skills in this episode where they got that Initial D. So there's some Initial D reference to all of those who watch and love Initial D. Go watch it. Also, with Grandma showing off that body once again, it's safe to say that we're going to get a figure. Now, all right, so like I said, I'm not surprised we're going to get another season because I know the show it's under the radar. But I will say this show and this episode teaches you how generations of millennials and the Gen X old school versus new school. And that's what the whole thing was. Like, I get it. The whole thing is a rom-com between two grandparents that turn young and they want to experience young things that they never had to do. But outside from that, it's all about generations. New gen versus old gen. And have the old gen experience the new gens and all that. And have grandparents have the kids do the things they do. But that's what it. Now, next week is the last episode because this episode will jump in from Halloween all the way to like the winter time. So it's going to be like a New Year episode, like a Shrines visit. So it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad to see this go. And I can't wait to see what next week ends. I hope next week the final episode doesn't end in a sad freaking way. And I hope it ends it in a good way. Nothing sad. I want smiles on everyone. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.